There are different ways to make money in crypto. We can either chase the newest trend, we can buy the newest AI token or the newest Memecoin, or we can simply buy the overall ecosystem. Now there's the Solana token, right? This is simply just buying SOL, but there's also alternatively the largest of the decentralized exchanges, Raydium. Now the question is Raydium a better overall bet on the ecosystem compared to SOL? Let's have a look at the on-chain metrics, the data most people are not considering. This is not the first video on Raydium on this channel. I published one roughly 1 year ago, and the video performed pretty much average. So the average video is in gray, and this blue line over here, that's the recent Raydium video. At the time, the price was $2.49. Now we are at $8.10. Now, how does this compare to buying Solana, for example? The answer is in this chart. This is the Raydium token relative to SOL. And initially, it underperformed massively. So Raydium did worse than Solana by 94%. But now things tend to be turning around, and I'm going to talk about this vertical line later on in this video. Now, I always try to be early on this channel, right? I try to talk about cryptocurrencies that still have a lot of upside potential. So if you don't want to miss the next video, feel free to subscribe over here. Now let's look at the data. With the recent launch of the Trump meme coin, we have seen a lot of fresh activity on Solana. The total value locked on Solana increased by 45% in the last month, and it did better than pretty much any other blockchain during the same time period. Most of that outperformance, of course, comes from this week. Now, within Solana, what's the protocol among the largest ones that did the best? It is Raydium. Raydium increased their TVL by 51%, whereas Jupiter only went up by 24%. Measured in US dollars, the capital that's now on the Raydium decentralized exchange is at all-time highs. During DeFi summer of 2021, the TVL reached 2.1 billion. Now we're getting pretty close to 3 billion. We're currently at 2.9. Now we have to adjust this number to a degree because this is measured in US dollars, right? What's actually more fair is to look at this measured in SOL, because let's say Solana doubles in value, then the total value locked per default should also double on Raydium because all of the locked Solana is also doubling. So you can have a look at that total value locked not in US dollars but in SOL. And unfortunately, with that chart, we are not at all-time highs. In the past, we had seen more than 20 million of SOL in Raydium. Currently, we are only at 11 million SOL. Again, because now there's more competition, right? There's not only Raydium that's a decentralized exchange on Solana. That was different in the past. Now let's have a look at a few usage statistics. On the left side, we see the Raydium and Jupiter trading volume in US dollars. There's a very nice growth in the last 6 months. A lot of that comes from Pump.fun, right? The launch pad for meme coins on Solana. There are some tokens that get moved from Pump.fun to Raydium once they hit a certain threshold in terms of market cap. And that threshold now gets hit more and more often. There's now more than 4,000 tokens per week that move from Pump.fun to Raydium, which of course also helps the Raydium trading volume. Now let's have a look at how Raydium is comparing to the other decentralized exchanges on Solana. On the left side, we see the trading volume. On the right side, we see the liquidity that's locked up on Raydium that supports that trading. Now the trading volume is growing faster than the liquidity. This is very good because this means that the liquidity providers tend to make more and more money over time, right? It's a higher APR if there's less liquidity relative to trading volume. Have a look at the trading volume of Meteora, for example. That's relatively stable at around 1 billion to 500 million. But have a look at the trading volume of Raydium. That tends to be growing quite consistently from 750 million to currently more than 2 billion. And so because of that, Raydium gets more and more market share of the liquidity on Solana. 58% roughly of all of the decentralized exchange trading volume is now in Raydium. And there are, of course, relatively speaking, losers. Orca tends to decline, Phoenix tends to decline, and Meteora is barely keeping up. Now let's get back to this chart, right? The Raydium chart relative to Solana. What caused this initial dump and what caused subsequently the turnaround? And what is this red line over here? What happened in February of 2024, roughly 1 year ago? Here is what happened. The tokenomics improved massively. The team got a lot of Raydium tokens unlocked and the supply grew and grew and grew, and then that stopped in February of 2024. The team isn't selling any tokens anymore, and because of that we can now see how Raydium can outperform finally Solana as well. And so as long as the trading volume continues to rise and as long as Raydium takes on more and more market share, it's likely going to continue to outperform Solana. If you don't want to chase every single microcap altcoin every day and spend hours and hours researching, if you simply just want to bet on the overall ecosystem, then I think Raydium is probably the better bet long-term compared to Solana. Now, the Trump-related tokens continue to dominate the Solana chain. Have a look at the trending tokens ordered by their liquidity, and the Trump token plus the Melania token combined, they are at 900 million. And just see how this compares to Fartcoin or to Pengu, right? Then we only get into the 20 million mark. So really, this is becoming more and more of a politically driven market. Now the question is, how can we buy something like Trump or Melania early? And I believe that simply by copy trading people that in general tend to buy things early, that in general tend to be among the winners. Have a look at this over here. This is our wallet tracking. And over here we see that Across the Rubicon bought the Trump token for $3.36. So just a few hours after launch. But we've also got other people like Crypto King, like Greeny Trades, like Kyle Chessy, that bought Trump very, very early on, right? Here's Kyle Chessy for $10. That was over here. Afterwards, the price went up by more than 600%. And even after this massive dump, it's still up. Here's the YouTube channel of Across the Rubicon, the people that bought the token the first. And they are focusing on wallet tracking as well in their paid community. Here is Crypto Gains. He also bought Trump very early. We've got 55 of his tokens. Here's his YouTube channel. Then we saw the Kyle Chessy purchase. We've got 12 of his wallets that we are tracking. Here's his channel. And so there are several channels that we are tracking where we try to find buying opportunities early. Crypto is really not just a luck game. It's not just random gambling. If you know that the president of the United States is launching a meme coin and you react to this very early and you see all of the other winning players also buying into the token, then this is a good signal to copy. And that's the reason why I like wallet tracking so much, right? The blockchain is 100% transparent. Once we know who owns what wallet, which is actually the tricky part, right? This needs a lot of skill. Once we have that connection, then we can track the wallet and we always can get an alert whenever purchases or sale transactions happen. Now, I made a tutorial course on the sole subject of finding influencer wallets. There are 8 separate videos on this topic, and we then use the time and intelligence of the community to find new wallets, to add them to our tracker and to refine our tracking. So that's individual Telegram chats on wallet tracking. Once we have a buying signal, we of course have to discuss signals as well. That's why I've got dedicated chats on the individual altcoins as well. It's all part of the premium membership of this channel that's down below, thebitcoinstrader.com. Premium is not just about wallet tracking, it's also about risk management, it's also about on-chain analytics. There's more than 100 tutorial videos in total in premium. So feel free to check it out. It's currently $165 per month. There's also a 1-week money back guarantee. So in case you don't like premium, in case you don't get any value out of this, just message me within the first 7 days and I'll refund you 100%. There's really zero risk for you. Now, let's have a deeper look at the holder dynamics of the Raydium token. Are the whales potentially dumping on retail? Is retail accumulating? Are the whales accumulating as well? Let's have a look at what's currently driving the price. Because Raydium has now more than 200,000 holders on chain. Or to be more precise, 217,576 wallets. But not all of those wallets are created equal, right? Some of them might just be bots that hold a few cents of the token, and other wallets might hold hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of the token. And so here are those holder dynamics. On the left side, it's retail. On the right side, it's the whales. And in the middle, it's something in between. The way we make this distinction is by looking at minimum holding thresholds. So in order to be counted for the chart on the left, a wallet has to hold at least 100 Raydium tokens. That's now the current price, $820 worth of the token. In the middle, that's a 10x. So that's now 1,000 tokens or $8,000 worth of the token. On the right, it's $80,000 worth of the token. We can see how the number of wallets is declining with each 10x. And we can see also long-term accumulation across the board. And especially small retail tends to buy up even faster they are triggering that rally now. Just have a look at who's currently pushing the trading volume. 50% of all of trading volume happens by wallets that have less than $1,000 worth of the token. At one point, this was even 90%. So the time when the insiders and the team are dumping on everything are over. It's now retail that's buying Raydium in order to bet on the ecosystem. And I think that's a quite smart move. If you got some value out of this video, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you in the next video or see you in premium. Cheers.